better for you goes out the window. You know, I'm over it. I want to acknowledge how great you are. LeBron James, 3-time Finals MVP. You know, he's been in the Finals 1,000 times. You know, he's number one in everything in the playoffs, damn near everything that you're supposed to be number one in. I mean, like he's on Mount Rushmore. We all know this. Whether you like him or love him, at the end of the day, LeBron's great. He's great. Right. He's great. He leads his team. Wherever team LeBron's on, that team's a contender. What's the shittiest team in the NBA right now? The Phoenix Suns had the worst record. I promise you, if LeBron went to Phoenix and teamed up with Devin Booker, Tyson Chandler, Defensive Player of the Year for the New York Knicks, Tyson Chandler, NBA champion for the Dallas Mavericks, Tyson Chandler. If LeBron went there, it'd be Phoenix versus Golden State for the Western Conference Finals. Let's not kid ourselves, people. We know wherever LeBron goes, that team's instantly good. LeBron's great. Jordan's great. We all know that. And now we see what's the difference. What makes Jordan better than LeBron? What do everyone say? The first question that pops up, hey, is Jordan better than LeBron? Or is Jordan better than Kobe? Whatever it is, Jordan better than whoever it is. The first thing people say is, well, Jordan got 6 rings. Then they'll say Jordan's undefeated in the finals. Then they'll say the era that Jordan played in. That's it. That's it. And for the older people, for the little older class of NBA fans, they might sneak in that he won Defensive Player of the Year one time. They might sneak that in. They might. To stay face, let's just say half of the people will say, yeah, Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron never did that. Jordan got 5 MVPs, LeBron got 4. All of them. And that's fine. That's fine. However, here's the difference. This is why Jordan is not better than LeBron. Jordan is 1-9. 1-9 in the playoffs before Pippen got there. I think people fail to tell us that sometimes. You know, for the younger class, the younger generation who falls into the stereotype, oh, yeah, Jordan, he's the greatest, because they don't, there's a lot of people who haven't seen Jordan play. They seen highlights, they hear other people, so Jordan is the GOAT. Jordan got 6 rings. That's tag along, people. That's tag along. That's nonsense. Okay? That's nonsense. So if you go 1-9 in the playoffs before Pippen got there, what did that make you? Oh, wait. That makes you a loser. You lost, my man. You 1-9 in the playoffs. 1-9. That means you got your ass whooped 9 times. Jordan never beat the bad. But I don't want to. You know what? I'm tired. I'm so sick and tired of people trying to sell us that the era Jordan played in. Okay? Jordan never beat the bad boys. Jordan never beat the Boston Celtics. He never did that. Jordan's never single-handedly led his team. Shit! He never took his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. Never did that. He never took his team to the finals by himself. Okay? It took him 10 years. 10 years before everyone started crowning him, oh, he's this, he's this. It took 10 years for that. It took 10 years for that. If I want to dig a little deeper, we don't really start counting Jordan's greatness until title number 1. You know? We don't. And that was what, 1990? I'm sorry, I apologize. 91. He won in 1991. Rookie of the Year and 84. We know that. We know Jordan was great. Look, like I said, Jordan was a great scorer. He was great. He could score. The tongue, everything, got the moves. He had it all. He was Jordan. All right? We're not taking nothing from the man. But at the end of the day, if you keep losing and losing in the playoffs, what are you? Why don't we label that? Why don't we bring that up when we're saying how great he is? Why don't no one say this dude was getting his ass bust? That's like he was getting his ass whooped. Every year getting his ass whooped. Every year. But no one criticized that. He wins 3, he retires. Okay, great. You three-peated. Hard to do. Great. It's been done before. Let me just put this out there, folks. It's not like we've never seen the three-peat before. Okay? Or I have, and I'm too old. I'm too young for that. But, in the older generation, we've seen it. It's not like no one's ever won 3 titles in a row before. We've seen it. So that's nothing to really brag about. Okay? Jordan scored 63 points in a playoff game. Okay. We've seen somebody go off. We've seen this. 69. We've seen that. We've seen people go high numbers before. All right? That's nothing new. So what did Jordan really specially do special? What made him so great? Because in 93, the Bulls won 57 games. And a championship, of course. He retires. Do we even know the name of the shooting guard that came in for Jordan when Jordan retired? No, of course we don't. We don't know who he is. Do we know that the Bulls won 55 games the following year without Jordan? 55 games without MJ. And of course the Chicago Bulls lost to who else? And why? My New York Knicks. If you think about this, before the season started, the Knicks was favored to go straight to the NBA Finals, which they did because Jordan was out the way. Okay? Jordan comes back. He plays 17 games. 95. I don't want to hear that he wasn't ready. He was rusty. You can't tell that shit to me. You know why you can't tell that shit to me? Because he scored 55 points. A.K.A. double nickel on the New York Knicks. Okay? You don't score 55 points if you rusty. Which means he was Jordan. He was Michael Jordan. He still had it. He didn't lose it. A year and a half, I'm not playing basketball, he comes back in. He's still Michael Jordan. He still sells out any arena he went to. He was still his airness. He was still great. Okay? Pippen was still there. His team was still there. Of course, some other trades, whatever the case may be, but the Bulls was a great team still. They were still a great team. Okay? Michael Jordan lost to the Orlando Magic. Penny and Shaq. No one says this. He can't. I don't want to hear, if Jordan would have never left, he would have won 8 in a row. That's impossible. Because he came back and he lost. Like, why are y'all skipping this? Why are we skipping this? He blew it. You know what? I forget what game it was. Okay? In the Orlando series, Michael Jordan was number 45. I believe he didn't have a good game. All right? The following game, if y'all remember, he didn't switch to 23 the following year. He switched to 23 in the middle of the series. In the middle of the series. He was still Jordan. And he had a great game. But they still lost. No one says that Jordan lost. How could he have won 8 in a row if he lost to Penny and Shaq? What's the excuse for losing to Penny and Shaq? I want to hear the excuse. What's the excuse? There's no excuse. You lost because you lost. All right? You didn't go to 6 straight finals. You went to 3 finals. You left. You came back. You lost. And then you went to 3 more again. So, what? That's 6 and 7 years, you could say? Give or take. Let's say 6 or 7 years. He went to 6 out of 7. Scratch that out of 8. Because he retired a year. So, he retired a year. He lost 1. He won 3. Retired. Came back. Lost. Won 3 after that. That's the 72 and 10 roster. 95, 96 roster, I believe. 72 and 10. He retires. Jordan had Pippen, who was the second best defender in basketball on his squad. 20 points a game. Pippen was going to give you 20 a game. You know that. Okay? Dennis Rodman, Hall of Famer. He's getting 19 rebounds, 15, 14 rebounds every night. One year he averaged 19 rebounds a game. Plus he plays defense. The Worm. You don't get a nickname if you ain't good. The Worm. Alright? Let's not forget, Steve Kerr was deadly from 3. I'm going to get to that. I'm gonna hold on that. Okay. Steve Kerr, B.J. Armstrong in '91, Ron Harper, lockdown defender. I know about Ron Harper because he played for the Knicks. Lockdown defender. All right. Let's be honest. Phil Jackson wasn't always in Chicago, folks. He wasn't. And I know Kobe don't got nothing to do with this, but Kobe didn't get along with Phil. Michael didn't get along with Phil. Phil was a good coach. He clearly had a system in place to win. Play defense, give the ball to Jordan. Simple. The triangle offense is built for isolation scorers and big men who can pass. Kukoc came off the bench, 6th man of the year. Jordan had an all-star roster. I don't know if people remember this, but Bill Cartwright, once upon a time in his life, he averaged 20 points a game. He's no bum. We all know, especially me, we all know who Charles Oakley is. We know what he do. Physical. You're not coming in the paint on him. He would chip you. In other words, he would knock you the hell out. We all know this. So, the Bulls was stacked. Like, you don't go 72-10 just because of Jordan. That team was great. The whole team collectively was great. Great. You better go to the finals. Who was Jordan's threat in the East? Who really was a threat to him in the East? Let's think about this, folks. When he beat Detroit, finally, they wasn't the bad boys. We know that. We know that. Who did the East really have in the 90s that was worthy enough to say they could beat the Bulls? The only real team that actually, will you believe that they can beat the Bulls, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan, but it was the Knicks. Pat Riley and the New York Knicks defense. We was the next best thing to the bad boys. Mason, y'all know the roster. I don't gotta sit here and name it to y'all. Y'all know that. There was nobody in the East stopping the Bulls. Forget Jordan. Because when Jordan left, like I said, Pippen was an MVP candidate. Pippen took over the squad. They made the playoffs. They won 55 games. 55 games. And they lost to the New York Knicks. 55 games. Penny and Shaq had what? 2 years? 2 good years? Huh? 2 good years of Penny and Shaq. Shaq left in 96. August of 96, Shaq did. He went to LA. He left the East, which means the East got that much weaker. Orlando wasn't an expansion team anyway. The East didn't have nobody, folks. Don't tell me Reggie Miller. Reggie wasn't playing in 94 doing his thing. That team, Indiana Pacers, wasn't great. It wasn't a great team. In fact, I would go on and say that the Paul George, Roy Hibbert, Lance Stevenson, Indiana Pacers was better than the Pacers that went to the NBA Finals. They had more. You got more for your money. Yeah, we know Rick Smith, Reggie, Mark Jackson, who they stole from us, Jalen Rose. We know. Yeah, maybe your name's a little bit better, but the Pacers with Paul George, they was a better team. We all know this. I'll tell you this. I'll take PG-13 over Reggie Miller. No disrespect to Reggie. And this is not, I don't want y'all saying, I'm only doing this because Reggie, we know. But my rebuttal to that would be this. When Reggie did that, we already made his ass cry the year before. Okay? So when Reggie did that, that was a get back. We struck first. He responded by taking Mark Jackson from us and beating us with our own guy. Simple. Okay? We won up. You didn't one up us. We one up you because we did it first. That's another story. Jordan won his titles. Jordan had an easy road to the NBA Finals. And I don't want to hear, look what he had to play. Utah twice. Phoenix, Seattle, the Lakers. Old Lakers team at that. Without Kareem. No Kareem. Old Magic. Am I missing anybody up? Portland. Alright? The only person that really can score